Today I stopped by the meat market on my way home. I got a family pack of bacon, which means 5 pounds or more. These were $5.69 per pound for a total of $28.79. I've got 10 center cut bone-in pork chops for $3.29 a pound, which made that $17.17. I picked up a pork butt at $2.59 a pound. The butt was 5.455 pounds. That made that pork butt $14.13. I also picked up 2 chuck roast at $7.99 per pound. There was a total of 4.86 pounds and made that $38.83. Total, I spent $101 on meat from the meat market today for our carnivore haul. All right, guys, you saw what we got at the meat market, and now we're gonna get everything wrapped up for some storage. We use our food saver to shrink wrap the meat, and we're gonna just give you a brief look at how we do that, because I'm sure you guys have shrunk wrap meat before, and then we'll show you at the end everything that we came up with our $101 meat haul. All right, y'all, this is everything that we're able to put away in our freezers. Hey, y'all. Okay, tonight for dinner, I am going to try something new. It might be a bust, I don't know, but we're gonna try a shrimp dinner. And I love bacon wrapped shrimp, so I'm going to try to make a bacon and shrimp kind of along the lines of a scampi kind of dish. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my bacon in some pretty good pieces so that they can kind of crisp up. And depending on, you can use however much bacon that you want. These are thicker cut pieces of bacon, so I actually am cutting 4 pieces of bacon into couple inch strips. The other thing that is a little bit weird about this recipe is because whenever I picked up the shrimp, I didn't read very well, thinking I was gonna use, to be honest, thinking I was gonna use cocktail sauce. So I forgot about my diet, just out of habit. I picked up, so I bought the cooked and peeled, deveined shrimp with the tails on. Let me give you some. All right, so I've used these before in shrimp dishes. The trick that I do is I just let them sit out for a little bit ahead of time and get the chill off of them, because I don't want to cook them too much. I don't want them to turn into rubber. So these have just been sitting out for just a little bit to try to get the chill off. And by the time I get finished with the bacon and get everything else together, these should heat up pretty quickly in the dish. So I'll meet you over on my stovetop. All right, y'all, so I'm gonna turn my heat on medium and I'm gonna let this bacon crisp up, and then we're gonna transfer it to a paper-lined paper plate or whatever kind of plate that you have. So I'm gonna get my bacon going first. All right, guys, our bacon is cooking right along. At this stage, you're gonna wanna be careful because it's gonna go from crispy to burnt pretty quickly depending on how high you have your temperature. So you're just gonna wanna keep a really close eye on it and make sure that you're keeping it turned and that it's not burning. But we're moving right along. I'll be back when it's time for the next step. All right, this is how much bacon cooked off for the 4 pieces that I cooked. Everybody's bacon's gonna be different, so just kind of keep in mind that I'm gonna pour about half of this off, but I just wanted to show you kind of what I ended up with this much bacon grease. Next, we're gonna take 4 tablespoons of our Kerrygold butter and we're gonna get that into the skillet. Right now, my heat on my burner is not even on, but I have electric stove, so they tend to stay hot pretty quick. But I don't want my butter to get too brown. I just kind of want to help it along. All right, I showed you my shrimp, and once this butter gets all the way melted, then I'm gonna add my shrimp. I have turned my burner back on. And like I said, y'all, this is completely an experiment. Now that I'm feeling more comfortable with what carnivore is, I'm ready to branch out into my cooking skills and come up with some great recipes that will allow us to stay compliant with the carnivore guidelines and have really good food with flavor and not miss things. All right, so now I'm just gonna start adding my shrimp. If you're on keto, you could add some garlic right now. I am not going to do that because I'm gonna make this a carnivore dish. On carnivore, I do believe that you can have like garlic salt, but I don't have any. I only have garlic powder, so I'm just gonna kind of do without. We're gonna give this some really good stirs. And as a reminder, this is already cooked, so all we're doing is just heating this through. And you wanna make sure your temperature's low because you don't want it to go too fast and then your shrimp turn into rubber. If you buy the non-cooked kind, then you've got a little bit more time on your hands. But like I said earlier, I messed that all the way up. So I'm gonna be back whenever this shrimp is heated up. Our shrimp's getting all heated up. Pan's getting nice and hot. Butter is getting soaked into the shrimp. I am using salted butter, but you may want to add salt to yours if you only have unsalted butter. Last step, we're going to add back in our bacon crumbles and get that mixed in. It's about time for Ray to walk in the door from work, so I will be sure to let you guys know what his reaction is. Want to make sure that we got all that grease and butter out of there. Let me give you a little bit of a close-up. All right, and we'll be back in just a minute whenever Ray gets here to give it a try. All right, y'all, Ray just got in and he's gonna give this a try. He is filthy dirty from working, so don't mind him. He's like, I don't wanna go on camera. I was like, yes, you gotta tell everybody if it's good or not.
Real good.
Has it got flavor, enough flavor?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I think.
Very, very buttery.
Is it? Okay. Mm-hmm. In a good way or no?
A good way.
Okay. All right, guys, so I think our shrimp and bacon dinner is a hit, and we will see you in the next one.